Jordan Mason is my favorite player in the team by far. We all know this. Jordan Mason, great player. I wish I could get his jersey. And what's interesting about him was he fell through the cracks last year. Undrafted, but really showed out all the training camp, was great in preseason, was great in the regular season. He was just really way better than an undrafted free agent. And right after they set their 53-man roster, they had a press conference. Lynch was there. Adam Peters was there. They were asked about Jordan Mason, and they're like, how did you find this guy? And Adam Peters was like, well, to be fair, he was starting at Georgia Tech as a freshman. He averaged 6 yards a carry. Then they got a running back. Why do I not have his name? Jahmyr Gibbs.
His replaced. Yeah.
Jahmyr Gibbs, 2021 Georgia Tech stats. I'm sorry. So Jahmyr Gibbs, if you don't know who he was, I'd never heard of him. They're like, look, this Jahmyr Gibbs, he's really good. He's going to be a first-round pick next year. And I'm thinking, yeah, right. Running backs are never first-round picks. Well, now the combine's coming around. He transferred to Alabama, played 1 year at Alabama, and now he's going to be a first-round pick. So these two were on the team together in 2021. Jahmyr Gibbs comes in, takes Jordan Mason's starting job. Of course, Jahmyr Gibbs is great. Both on the same team in 2021. Gibbs gets 143 carries, averages 5.2 yards per carry. Jordan Mason, number two running back on the team, gets 87 carries, averages 5 yards per carry. So it's interesting. I mean, I'm not saying he's as good as Gibbs, but if he had been in this draft and he could have gotten his starting job back, I think you could argue that maybe his production as a runner would be up there. I mean, he might be a day 2 pick. I think he has that kind of talent. I think the Niners literally got this day 2 talent at running back for nothing. And I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to prove that.
I mean, him and Brock Purdy were probably the steal of the draft last year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Mason is I forget what statistic it was, but I think it was yards after contact or something like that. He's the top in the NFL. I forget what statistic it was, but the best in the NFL. And it's crazy. Again, Kyle Shanahan didn't use him, of course, as much as we all wanted. But, I'm expecting him to make a big jump. Hopefully Elijah Mitchell can stay healthy. But, he's had a tough time staying on the field. So this could be a big year for Jordan Mason. And even if Elijah Mitchell is healthy, they need to get Jordan Mason involved because what he's shown is that he is an elite running back based on last year. And I want to see a bigger sample size before I call him that. But from what we saw last year, he was phenomenal. Like, he led the 49ers, right, in yards per carry.
Yeah, 6.2. Here's the thing, though. I think Mason was 6.0. And, let me get that, actually. I want to know what they were. But here's my thing. I feel like if you look at the history of running backs on the Niners under Kyle Shanahan, he goes through them every year. He has never had a running back lead the team in rushing more than once.
Yeah.
Ever on this team. It was Carlos Hyde, and then it was Matt Breida, and then it was Raheem Mostert, and then it was – who was it in 2020?
2020 was let me find it for you.
Jeff Wilson. Okay.
And then Elijah Mitchell.
2021 was Elijah Mitchell. 2022 was Christian McCaffrey. So if this pattern, and what Jordan does he do? He just runs these guys into the ground. He uses them up real fast. So if that's the pattern, then don't draft Christian McCaffrey on your team this year. That's a guy who played 10 games in 2 seasons. I'm saying the pattern is he's going to get hurt under Kyle Shanahan this year. Sorry. And Jordan Mason is going to rush for 1,500 yards this year. That's the pattern.
Yeah. Knock on wood.
Sorry, I'm not trying to. I'm trying to reverse jinx it. I'm trying to reverse jinx it.
Right.
But honestly, at the same time, he's next man up. Jordan
Mason.
He'll probably start the season as 3rd in the depth chart, but he could be starting by week 2. The way Kyle Shanahan goes through these running backs and the luck he's had. So
I mean, Elijah Mitchell and CMC both are not known for their, availability. Put it that way.
Yeah. And so, God knows what you're going to get from Elijah Mitchell at this point. I love Elijah Mitchell, but man, the injuries are piling up.
Yeah. Yeah, he had 3 last year, right?
I feel like even when he was good as a rookie, he would go 2-3 games injured, 2-3 games injured, and then he was always, I don't know about that. As opposed to Jordan Mason, who's a freaking tank.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, it takes a certain player to be able to play running back. I mean, Frank Gore is the peak example, and a lot of it has to do with pad level, getting low, and just being tough as shit. But I mean, that's why you don't run Trey Lance in the middle, because he has the highest pad level of any person I've ever seen run through the middle. But anyways, it's a different topic. Yeah,
I just thought it was interesting last year when people were like, well, Jordan Mason, where'd you find him? And Adam Peters was like, well, look, I mean, he kind of got buried by Jahmyr Gibbs. You guys don't know who Jahmyr Gibbs is yet, but he's really good. He just transferred to Alabama, and we're all like, Yeah, we have no idea who Jahmyr Gibbs is. Now we do. He's in the combine. We're going to watch him this week. He's going to be first-round pick, and it's like, oh, okay, so this is the guy who pushed out Jordan Mason. All right, we'll go back and look at their resume together on the same team. It was quite similar. Like, okay, maybe this guy had hella hype, and this guy didn't, but actually, they're kind of the end sum result is pretty similar. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. But I'm very bullish on Jordan Mason in the league. I feel like this guy is not your typical undrafted free agent. He's better than that.
Oh, yeah, by far. I mean, the numbers show you.